Imagine yourself living in a country with more than 7,000 islands, with a population of more than 1 billion, with schools that are located in the far-flung areas that are not accessible even with motorcycle or a bicycle.
You're right, Ross. I was assigned in a school that is located on top of a mountain. It's a far-flung area. And during the rainy season, it's very difficult for us teachers and for the students to come into our school. But before we reach that school, we have to pass through a terrain, something like that. And that it's a common scene for teachers wearing a uniform and wearing the boots, and that boots is so muddy just for us to get there. Another thing is, during rainy season, the road to get to our school is very slippery and it's very dangerous, and we even have to pass across a river, and then we even pass through a bridge that is made of bamboo that is placed on a big trunk of a tree. So that's just, imagine a picture of the struggles of the teachers and the students just for us to give a quality education for all.
The Department of Education is the biggest institution in our country. It has more than 700 teachers and non-teaching personnel, caters to more than 25 million students, managed by more than 48,000 schools, and with 18 regions all over the country.
But in the past years, the department has experienced a challenge, and that is the poor academic performance of our students. And this poor academic performance is being reflected in both local and international exams. This is the National Achievement Test in the Philippines and the TIMSS.
As an offshoot to that, the department has embarked into a significant reform, that is the K-12 basic education program.
In the K-12 program, the mother tongue is used as a medium of instruction in kindergarten to grade 3. It is also taught as a subject area from 1st grade to 3rd grade. And later on, Filipino subject and the English subject is slowly introduced in 1st grade up to 3rd grade.
This is where the bridging or the transition of the 3 languages happens. As the students learn literacy in the mother tongue in grade 1, Filipino and English is introduced as an oral language, so that students are expected to be reader in the mother tongue by the end of grade 1. As they become literate in the mother tongue, they start their literacy in Filipino, and by the end of grade 2, they're expected to be literate in Filipino. And as they develop their skills in literacy in Filipino, they use English in oral language, and they start transitioning to English and expected to be reader in English by the end of grade 3. For us to be able to know whether this program is working, the department administered a language assessment for primary grades, and the results reveal that there is a great influence in the acquisition of the child's first language to transition in attainment of the English language. It's the same skills, attitudes, and knowledge that they learn, that they develop in the first language, used in the acquisition and as they transition from the mother tongue to Filipino and to English.
To support the MTB-MLE as one of the salient features of the K-12 curriculum in the Philippines, the department has conceptualized another program, and this program is called the Early Language Literacy and Numeracy, or the ELLN. The major goal of the ELLN program is to capacitate teachers at the grassroots level with the knowledge, skills, and attitudes in teaching basic literacy and numeracy skills to from kindergarten to grade 3.
The central office or the national office conducts a national training of trainers where all these select supervisors and principals and master teachers come together and they attend a 10 days basic and intensive training. In this training, we videoed ourselves as a speaker, and it's the same video that they use in the conduct of the region-wide training.
At the region-wide training, the select teachers and principals coming from the different schools around the country would gather together to facilitate, and they were trained to do the facilitation skills or do the facilitation in the early language literacy and numeracy program. And during that training, the videos that is given by the central office, which is Mom Rose is actually one of the people working behind that. And I'm like one of the people, they are the brain, and I am like part of the muscle making that work in the field. So there. After the training, they conduct the Learning Action Cell in the respective schools.
Learning Action Cell is the modality of our delivery for a continuous professional development program that happens in the school levels. But our journey, looking at the 48,000 schools, our effort would not be enough. We need to synergize. And one of our partners in our implementation of the ELLN is the BASA Pilipinas, a USAID-funded program. They implement ELLN in 2 regions, the Region 1 and Region 7, in 2 languages, Ilocano and Cebuano Binisaya. Another partner is the FITED, Foundation for Information Technology in Education. The 32 sessions we delivered in the face-to-face were converted into a courseware and a digital form, and this becomes a self-learning kit for the teachers. The teachers will use the digital form given to them, and they'll study, and they have this so-called webinar where they gather all the implementers or the facilitators for them to update what happened in the school learning action cell using this digital form, and they transfer it and they reported it to the central office.
Well, aside from BASA Pilipinas and FITED, we also have the World Bank. The World Bank is providing support and funding to the Early Language Literacy and Numeracy program. They are actually helping 5 regions in the country, such as Regions 5, Region 8, Region 9, Caraga Region, and CAR. They are helping us make big books and small books in the different mother tongues, and of course in Filipino and in English.
Fellow Asian advocates and enthusiasts of the language, be it the mother tongue, the national language, or the global language. We presented to you our journey as an educator in the Philippines. We all know that whatever we do is not always enough.
Right.
Because in the Department of Education in the Philippines, we believe that
it takes a village to raise a child. Thank you.
Thank you and good afternoon.